Here we are, folks. As promised from a couple of months ago, we have two awesome ladies tonight for our ladies edition of the Ageless Mountain Biker podcast. And got Cat Hunter and Kirstin Hammersley. Hello, hello. Why don't we start with just an overview or introduction to who you are and what you like to do and biking and things like that.
Ooh, we are.
Oh,
We ride
like
bikes.
bikes.
We ride bikes.
it's a great start.
A
Great
lot.
start.
Yeah. So for those of you that are wondering, this is ladies' night. We're going to try and focus on the ladies' perspective of the sport, something that the three of us know very little about,
Yeah.
but have total admiration and respect and interest in. And so we brought in the two most substantial, influential ladies that we have access to.
You said it way better than I did.
The two most badass riders and all.
I felt like you needed some help.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we brought in our dear friends, who, from my perspective, are doing some big things for little girls and big girls. And so I'm super excited about what y'all are doing and so excited to learn more.
Yeah. Very cool. I'm looking forward to the night. We've all been looking forward to this for
Big time.
a couple months.
Yeah.
Last was it 2 weeks ago? Was that 2 weeks ago? The ladies' night. That's it. Kraken's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
So that kind of kicked off.
A week and a half.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
a week and a half.
Yeah, because the hangover was about a half of a
That was a good night.
I've been-
That was
The high
It was
lasted
a
a
lot.
couple days,
Really,
and then the crash
it was
came like that
seriously,
weekend.
like,
It was.
Yeah.
top shelf.
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was good.
experience.
Yeah, I thought
For anybody wasn't there, that ladies' night crank and drink coincided with Orion's going away field party,
Keg party in
cake party in the woods,
in the woods.
and Cinco de Mayo.
and
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
And all of the kid groups that were going to go to Coda moved over and joined us that night. We had 150 people that
It
night.
was crazy.
We'll
was a
talk
record.
about that later. Though.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we'll talk
But yeah, the ladies' night kind of we like to focus on tonight, obviously. So, why don't we dive in?
Yeah, so what do we got first?
Man, I gotta say, we've never done one of these with this much sunlight. It's getting later in the year,
Yeah.
and I'm noticing on our monitor here, got the
A little
shadows.
bit of glare.
Hey, wait, before we get started, there's one thing I want to bring up. You guys recognize the bell. This has been something we've added to slowly, and it's kind of transformed a little bit. Well, I had an idea, and we need the support of all of our listeners and viewers. We want to add a component to this every single episode. Next
Are you
episode.
gonna ring that if we talk too much?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's not gonna
Don't
happen.
worry.
I was like,
No,
there's
no.
two. There's two of them.
Two.
Like the first one didn't
Yeah,
work.
this one's for Kat and that one's for Chris.
Okay.
And you guys can ring it too. Feel free to rip it out of my hands. But the idea here is to add a component to it every single episode
Or more, because we didn't.
or more.
I
But
need more than a few, like to.
So is that what my fidget is for?
yeah, I hear fidget there. Your stem that stem does not fit.
Yes,
Oh,
I brought that tonight. It's too small.
We need a 35 millimeter stem. We're counting on all of our viewers and donations to build a bike out slowly over every episode.
That's awesome.
And at the Satin Social in October, we're going to give away the bike.
That's a super
so-
fun
That's
idea.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
Go
good.
ahead.
So I can't believe it.
Down.
I have wheels. We'll find stems. We'll find.
I might have. Let me check the bin. I got
Let's
a
check the
bin.
bin.
This is
Oh,
gonna be
sure.
Yeah,
this is-
ask her. Wait, I have something to add to the list here. Ask her how many bikes she owns at some point.
Yes. Oh, you're gonna break the record.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any?
Wait, I have to do
frame-
math because I did just sell one last week. So, one came in, but one went out.
Oh.
Do you have
How
any
much math is
frames?
that?
Are there any frames laying around?
Yeah.
Do you have frames
I'm
laying around?
thinking we
I
can call
mean-
this the Johnny Cash bicycle.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, one part at a time.
Yeah.
We could probably contribute a few things.
That's awesome.
I think we could.
The biggest thing is going to be a frame. I think all the other components we can piece together
Oh,
and find out a bin. But
Can
some
you
lucky viewer will get this at the Satin Social.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Frankenbike?
Franken bike for sure.
Oh, ring the bell. Ring the
Oh,
bell.
yeah, we got to ring the bell.
You can't change agendas without a bell ring. Oh, we have guest
Oh.
ringers.
Do we
Do we do it
Together?
synchronized
We're gonna do it
ring?
together?
1, 2, 3, go.
Got to be
Go.
together.
was not
We'll do better
Sorry.
next time.
That's
Better
the,
next
that's
time.
the old jingle.
Now we know it's 1, 2, 3, go next time.
Yeah.
That's on go. I didn't know if we were on
Slight
3
delay.
or if we were on go. I
There's a
was
slight delay on
scared.
your
I was a little scared.
It's good.
So one of the things I think as we we find interesting is our origin stories in terms of like when we first started to ride bikes and how that evolved into mountain biking. So ladies,
Take us back.
take us
Kat.
through your journey.
All the way back.
Kat, where did you start?
So I actually have an interesting story about this that I've been thinking about a lot. So my grandfather died in April, and I did the math today, and so he was 87, but he was 45 when I was born. So that's kind of hard to imagine, like a 45-year-old grandfather, but he had started, he was like a chain smoker, overweight, wasn't happy with the way his life was going. And somewhere in his early 40s, he decided, he was going to start running. And then he started running more and more. And he got into marathon running. And then he got into triathlon. So when I was little, my grandparents would take me to races. They would keep me a lot. And it was interesting because, and I tell people this who have kids who don't want to do their sport as cyclists, that it doesn't always come right away. Like, you might still be having more of an influence than you think. Because it wasn't until like I was in my mid-20s. I played volleyball in high school, and I rode in college on a club team. But
Road bikes.
no, rolling.
Oh, road.
Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
ROWED.
You rowing.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in a really small town called Sour Lake. No one knows where Sour Lake is.
Where?
Texas. It's kind of close to Beaumont.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rough
I've
area.
been in Texas my whole life, and I constantly hear about towns I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just part of Texas.
Yeah.
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 Sour Lake. That's a good-
Sour
Yeah,
Lake.
Sour Lake, named for hot springs that were no longer there.
Oh.
Like sometime in the Sam Houston era of Texas. there
Does
were
it
hot
smell like sulfur?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's
we
probably
had
why
well
they call it-
water, and it stank like sulfur.
Yeah.
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 That's probably why they call it that out there.
Is that where you're rowing in Sour Lake?
No, so then I went to school in Houston, and I rode. So I went to Rice University,
Oh.
and we rode all the way in Clear Lake. So that was a really long commute. I can't remember exactly how long it was.
Sour Lake.
Was that? Oh yes, I didn't even.
I didn't know the sour.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clear Lake is actually pretty cool. A lot of space, NASA stuff out there. It's
Yes.
really cool.
So we rode right off NASA Road 1.
Mm.
How old were you at this time?
So that was college. And yeah, something like that. And that it was really interesting. So we didn't get a lot of time on the water. We did mostly ergs, like at the gym, where it was like by the time you drove out there to the water, it was so far away that you weren't learning a whole lot of technique. Never got super good at that. But the ergs, like with some friends of mine, like I think that's the first time I discovered I had talents for endurance. It was like, okay, no, I'm actually good at this. But I never really discovered that until cycling. And I started with triathlon, and I can't swim. So it was just like getting destroyed on the swim, catching a lot of people on the bike, okay at the run. But I did start from my grandfather's influence after college. That's when I had started thinking, oh, I want to try distance running. So I got into that a little bit. It wasn't ever I wasn't ever super talented at it. But with cycling, I found something that I was really good at, time trialing specifically. That segued into road racing. But the interesting story that I was going to tell was that when I went to my grandfather's funeral, I thought it was really interesting. I know that part of your podcast it's about age, and I mean, I've been thinking, it's a little dark, but definitely been thinking a lot about death, after that. And we just had this graveside memorial, and I realized as we were sitting there that my grandfather, one of his stories, so my great grandparents lived not too far down the road. And sometimes when he was doing workouts, a long run or a bike ride, he would bike or run right by on the highway, right by that cemetery.
Mm.
And I was thinking about him, just kind of like the shadows of people, through the years, all the different people you are and what you're doing. And with him, like, I had written his obituary actually when I was staying with my mom, and like he the preacher, their preacher, definitely gets depressing when you get older. Like their preacher had died, so there's this guy that didn't know him that was doing the talk, and he just read straight from the page. And they asked if anybody wanted to talk, and I did it completely off the cuff. I was just like,
You're like, I need to say something.
I need to say something because
Somebody
that's
needs to
not it. That's not
cool.
it. And that's one of the things I talked about was him, running and biking right by on that road right there, and like, and it was interesting because like he had this long life, right? All these things he did. He had a career, he had a family, but it's really interesting, like the things that you talk about when someone's died. It's like the things that you remember him for that is important about them. And like one of the things was his sport. Like he was this amazing athlete later in life, right? And like that's something that directly inspired me. Like not right then, but in my mid-20s, I looked back and I was like, holy cow, like no, my grandfather actually took me on my first long ride. Like I was 10 or 11. It was a one-off. We went like I was on my grandmother's road bike. We went like 7 miles down the road, swam and came back. And my grandfather had these like completely disgusting power bars. I think they probably still make them, right?
As soon as you said
I
it,
taste it.
Right?
Yeah.
The peanut butter power bars.
Yeah, I bet everybody can taste that right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he was the person who did that. And it took me getting into the sport, pretty deep into the sport, to be like, maybe somebody asked me, like, what's your long ride? Your first long ride. And I was like, that was it. It was actually when I was like,
And you remember it clearly.
I do. I remember like being on the shoulder of a highway and all the big trucks going by. And I'm like, this is insane. What am I doing? Many of those same thoughts later in the years, that with road cycling.
Man, that's such a good point. Is like, all of us are coaches for NICA.
not me.
And it's just so funny. Like, who knows what experiences these kids are having that they're going to be like important later.
Things they'll remember like you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Influential experiences.
And I mean, my grandfather, like he was like a plant controller for a chemical company. And I'm like, probably that's how he spent most of his time. He did retire early, which was nice, but like that was a lot of hours of his day.
But it wasn't so much about his persona.
Yeah. And it was like that wasn't him. The way that the other things that people talked about were him. His sport, he was a woodworker, like, and that's what he did all through retirement. And
what a great story! In his 40s, he changed his life, and
Sounds like a 180 too.
He qualified for Boston, and he had a better. I qualified for Boston, but I was younger, and anyway, he had the PR, and he was proud of it. I mean, he told me, like sometime in that year before he died, he was like, "Yep, I still got the PR for the marathon." And I was like, "You do, and you're going to keep it because I'm not running a marathon again."
That's amazing.
So you were rowing, and then you transitioned into triathlon.
Well,
realized you're good on a bike.
Well, running mostly because I was just like, I'm not in shape. I'm working in an office. I got to do something. I started bike commuting too. That's when I still lived in Houston. So I was going from like basically the medical center all the way to like past U of H.
You've talked about 3 different places that I live next to.
Yeah.
It seemed like you're following me. Like, I lived in Fresno. I lived off Kirby Drive. And there's one other thing too.
Cycling in Houston, so you would get like 2 feet of elevation.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. 30 miles.
Nothing. And just like kind of a straight shot downtown, which again, like now that I think of it, I was like, where was I riding? Like I was just completely oblivious.
Yeah. Well, there's that whole Allen Parkway part that goes down into downtown. It's really nice.
I just remember the lights, the way that they were timed, like the way you got through them was important, or else you were stopping at every single one of them.
And there's so many.
Yeah.
So when did you get involved in?
So after I started dating Jack, my husband, he bought me my first road bike.
You talking about Jack Hunter?
No.
Yeah. So I didn't change my last name when we got married, but my husband is Jack Mott, who's a personality all on his own in multiple circles. And he had started competing in triathlon before me. We started running together. That's how we started dating. And then he got me into biking. And at first I just was really mad at him because he would do that thing, and I know you've experienced this, where he's like he waits for you, and then you catch up to him, and he immediately goes.
Yeah.
And you're like you're cursing him.
On my breath.
Like, kick his ass.
Yeah.
And then I started catching up, and then then it was like we were on even footing, and then we started racing at the driveway, doing time trials. It did start with time trials. And that was like, there used to be, I don't know if you guys were around for the South Mopac TTs.
Mm-mm.
It was before there was lights. So there was no light escarpment or anything. And you would go from lacrosse, and they would have timing mats. And it was cheap. I forget how much it was. It was probably like $10.
This one had to have been around 2000.
No, we weren't there until 2009. Yeah, so
this is like all road biking then, right?
Yeah. No, and people would show up full TT setup. So arrow helmet,
wow.
skin suit, disc wheels, everything. And you would have them going down the shoulder of what's now, I don't know if that's still a moped. That'd be 45 now, right?
Yeah.
But
still
back
call
then
it
it was stuff
Mopac.
Yeah.
But you would go down, so you would start at lacrosse. Usually the guy with the timing stuff would be set up at the Veloway parking lot. And you would sign in with him, and you would get your timing chip. And then you would just go at whenever you were ready, go across the timing mat, go down all the way down the shoulder. Sometimes the shoulder disappears, so that gets a little exciting. You got to time that a little bit. You got to time. And
this is 2009, you said?
2009 to probably 2009, 2010.
Still a highway then, though, right?
Still a highway.
I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
Yeah, so there's no lights. And
no, go ahead. No.
And then you get down to the U-turn. You got to time that too, because you don't want to have to wait if you're going really fast, right?
Oh my god.
But there wasn't as much traffic.
Yeah.
So then you would do the U-turn around JD's, and then you would very carefully switch back over to the other side. Then you're golden, and you don't have to worry about any delays, and you just hammer all the way back. But I know
all the way back to where? From JD's
all the way back to
lacrosse.
To lacrosse.
Yeah.
So you cross at the beginning.
That's amazing.
So the timing mat was at the end.
It's so weird how they're doing all of that right next to the Veloway, which has no traffic or
I wonder if they pulled permits to.
No, but I mean it was all on the shoulder.
It was on the shoulder,
and it wasn't like a ton.
There's all kinds of stuff going on out there.
It's Austin.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If they can do that, we can have a race on the Satin.
Or a keg party.
We should do that once a month.
I think that should happen again.
So did you excel at that? Or
yes, and I don't know about like the Strava records or the records of the times anymore. Jack might still have that. But there was some like big deal people that would come out. There was a British triathlete who was a pro who would come and do it. It was a lot of fun. I want to say it was once a month.
Cool.
If I remember right.
Huh.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
That's wild.
Time trials on Mopac. All right.
And so this is before kids.
Definitely before kids.
And so
Yeah.
this was like your main, you would train and race and...
So there was more of a road series then. Like there's still a couple of road races that, I recognize from back in the day. There's Pace Bend, Lago Vista. There was another one recently that someone mentioned. Some of the national calendar races, like Carson the other night was talking about Redlands. But a lot of them have gone away. Like there used to be so there was a Texpra, like there's Tembra. So there was like the local association for road racing. And it would be like there was a season, cannot remember when it was. But I think it might have been the spring, and we would have races, kind of similar every 2 weeks or so. Different places. Fayetteville was one of my favorites. There was a stage race out there. So you would have usually like a whole weekend. It would be sometimes like crit, road race time trial, or just road race time trial.
It's interesting. I wonder if some of that went away because of the danger of like being in traffic and stuff.
So there's that, but I think a lot of it is gravel.
Gravel focus.
Because, I mean...
like the emergence of gravel riding and...
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of the people that... I know that are still racing road after all the years, they're mostly doing gravel now.
Yeah.
So I think that it got a lot more popular.
What do you think that is? Just to get away from cars?
Probably.
That's my guess.
Get off the road.
What do you think?
I hate cars.
I haven't raced gravel, but I mean, like, I'm.
But you also
sure
stopped racing. You also stopped riding
right?
road though too. Though.
Yes, and so I'll say that as road, like it was still going pretty strong when I transitioned out, which was about 2015. And so there's a kind of a dark period, but it just seemed like things were cratering and gravel was coming in,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
we got into the mountain bike scene, and I mean, I'm a complete mountain bike convert. Like this is where it's at. I don't ever want to be on the road bike.
Right.
You
Some of my
have a gravel
teammates-
I
I do. My husband rides.
It's
Yeah.
I've seen him on.
It has my name on it, and he's always out on the Veloway.
Strava always says Cat's gravel bike.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Tell us about that transition from road bikes.
Yeah,
to
I was gonna
mountain
say,
bike.
like, I could
'Cause you-
probably guess why you enjoy mountain biking, because I enjoy mountain biking, but why would you not want to go back to road biking?
So I went super deep into it. So I found, this unique talent. It was all we did before kids. And then I had Theo, and I remember a friend of mine telling me, well, and she didn't have kids. She was like, you're gone. You're done. And I'm like, whatever, I'll show you.
It's probably
20. That's why.
2013.
That's why.
And so like I had my best racing year after I had Theo.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
To rebound.
And that was when, this was, I don't know kind of what this looks like now. I assume it's similar, but in the past, if you had the ability, or if you had some good results and you had the desire to move up to the next level, then you would guest ride for pro teams, and then you would hope to get invited to ride for a pro team. So I was going, filling guest riding spots for a couple of teams at national races. So like Tour of the Gila still happens. There's a couple of others. I think I did that one, and there was one that it used to be called Nature Valley, and I believe now, or maybe like 5 years ago, it's called North Star. Sponsors change and everything, but I did a couple of those races, and then I did the Cascade Classic in Bend, and that was going to be my last race. I was done. It was a lot of pressure, a lot of work. I had a baby. I felt like I was being pulled in every direction, and I won the last stage of that race.
Oh,
My last race ever.
Been
So
Oregon, you said?
yes,
Yeah.
and we drove out there.
Oh my gosh. That's like
so
2 days for sure.
yeah,
With
it
the
was like
baby?
a 30-hour drive.
Yeah, that's huge.
And actually, I don't think Theo was with us. I think he was
No?
with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that would have been extra.
I was saying that would be like
No.
just feet of
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. It would have been a lot. But so then I decided, I still thought I was going to quit. But then I reconsidered, because I was like,
Because you won the stage.
what, honestly, I wanted to say, like, I had raced as a pro.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that year, because I got an invitation to join the team, I joined the team. I was miserable, as predicted. I was not
So you did
happy with
continue.
it.
You continued.
I continued. I checked that box, and I did not. I decided, it wasn't for me.
What about it was unhappy for you?
So with Theo, so I was spending like 15 or 20 hours a week training on the road, which in Austin is super dangerous, right? And so I felt like I was sort of bargaining, like, okay, let me make it through this year without getting hit by it. This is kind of morbid, but I'm like, let me get through this year without getting hit by a car.
It's not
and
so
then I'm
unusual. That's kind of how it was when I was
This is-
racing motorcycles.
Yeah.
The mentality.
That's
I'm just
what it's like.
I'm
on
not
a
going to go
road
to the
bike.
dentist right now because that might not be a priority after this weekend.
Jeez.
Survival might, and then you realize you're thinking crazy.
But
Yeah.
you're not as a road cyclist. And I mean, I guess I have been around a long time. So like there have been friends who have died. So that's why it's like, it's
Side cycling.
it's personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very personal for
I mean,
me.
everybody here knows at least somebody that's been hit.
Yeah.
I mean, and worse, like friends who've died. That's what I was going to guess was like the reason why the transition was a lot easier, because the risk is so
felt
high.
too dangerous. And I think if I hadn't had kids, if I had been able to explore that career before I had Theo, that I could have explored it longer, and it would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
But I also know I was also able to check the box and saying, not going to the Olympics. So
Right.
how much are you going to give for this sport?
Yeah.
That is, you don't really get paid. Like you maybe get your airfare, like just a handful of riders.
Entry fees and stuff.
Entry
like that.
fees.
Maybe not
maybe
even breaking
hotel-
even.
Room and
Yeah.
board's covered. You're not making income.
Yes, you're not really making income, or if you are, it's very little. So this is you do it for love, and
Mhm.
I loved it. But, and maybe we could come back to this later. But like I feel like I have found a way to do what I love without that competition aspect of it, or with competition salted in, but not in the same way, which is not something that I would have thought of when I was like 30 something. I didn't figure that out then. It was just like, this is the one way that you do it. This is the way that you're supposed to do it.
Mhm.
This is the, the box that you put yourself in. You're a racer. This is how you do cycling.
Mhm.
Do you think
I still have you in that box now, though. Sorry to interrupt you. You're
That's
still
okay.
in my mind. Like, she is the racer and mountain bike.
But I don't, like I love to be competitive, but to be honest, I'm not sure that I love racing.
Really?
I'm not
We've
sure.
had this conversation a couple times this year. Like, this has been a kind of dawning realization. But
do you think that's circumstantial because of where you are in your life now, or do you think that you could have ever felt that peace at a younger age, or was it just this like fire breathing drive that you couldn't control and now you're just maturing and settling?
I think there was a brief period where I would have accepted the risk because I wouldn't have believed in it. But there's also just like two of my priorities are, don't want to damage my brain. And I did have a couple of, knocks to the head on the road bike.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, right. But then also, like, I really don't like taking time off the bike. Like, it's all these things for me. And like, I don't want to be injured. And I definitely don't want to break my body in such a way that I can't be an active person anymore. So I'm like, those are my priorities.
That's a terrifying thing. I mean, yeah.
Well, that's what pulled me back from racing. The few years I have experienced mountain bike racing was and even keeping up with the Ruthless pace was the 2 or 3 days I was recovering. It's been Wednesday, just like not unable to move after a Tuesday night ride. And Thursday, I was still feeling it. And then like you're going to race that next weekend or whatever.
But the more you do that, if you increase your training load, not that you have to go down this route,
but you can come with us.
But I'm like, I can tell you how to do that, so you can go fully crazy with it.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to ask you that in a minute. But I'm still curious to know where you transitioned, where you let it go.
Oh, absolutely. Cold turkey.
Was it a black and
Was it a cold
Yeah,
turkey?
no, it was a cold turkey because I got pregnant with my daughter, Ada. So after I had Ada, we had a friend across the street, which you know him at least. Greg Belinsky lived across the street from us, and you know Greg.
Okay.
So Jack had like an old hardtail of his dad's, and he started riding with Greg. And so then we lived in Tanglewood right by Bowerly. And so all those trails were right there. And Jack got into it first. And then after I was recovered from birth, I started riding pretty soon after just to stay sane. And I liked it. But I think I needed the mountain bike to keep me from going back to road. But
so after birthing, you jumped on a mountain bike and you're in Bowerly doing laps and stuff. Okay.
Yes.
And
crappy old.
And at the time, you were trying to resist the urge to get back on a road bike?
So I definitely was like, cold turkey, I don't want to race again. Too much risk. I'm done with that. Close that door.
Yeah.
But I think I would have opened the door again if I hadn't had mountain biking as an outlet.
You needed a filler.
You know,
Like, you needed it.
What's funny about that to me, though, is like because you're mentioning risk, like that's the driver.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, there's like the driveway races, which are, it's like, was that like a 1.5 mile circuit? I don't know.
So it would vary.
Yeah, because
they would have
I know they
different
can do
courses.
You need like
configurations.
closed circuit as an option.
Right. And the veloway, too. I love the idea of the veloway. I don't love the veloway.
Okay, so the driveway is a closed circuit with like
Some options.
100 dudes in there
Oh.
crashing all over the place.
Oh, right.
It's one of the most dangerous formats of racing.
Okay, so that's not my scene at all. So I don't. I don't know.
that was one of the things that like I really didn't like about road racing was that so much of the emphasis is on crit racing.
Okay.
And that was my least favorite format. Every stage race that you did that had like the multi-day
like the tour or whatever.
yeah, it always had a crit. So it was always like my team was excited about that and I was dreading it.
Oh, okay. So I know now I've
Worst
ridden
thing.
I've ridden a road bike maybe this many times in my whole life. So I don't know the scene at all, but Yeah, no.
So
But so I didn't know that about that. Because I would assume like it's safe because there's no cars.
No, it's absolutely
It's
the
it's,
worst.
it's crazy. That's one of the places
Imagine
where
being
I
like this on a road bike and you're just turning.
Well,
And
think
then-
about all the kids that have had wicked crashes lately. It's all been on their road bikes.
Yeah.
You know, the really
Yeah.
impactful crashes.
So it a lot of times a crit comes down to a field sprint. So you've got all those guys tightly packed in together, fighting tooth and nail,
Right.
kind of pushing
Assholes and
against each other.
elbows.
rubbing paint.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like that the whole time, but especially the finish.
We should go watch one sometime. Man.
I don't.
They're fun.
That's
They're
exactly
exciting
what I was
to
thinking.
go,
That was
yeah.
like, sounds like
Yeah, I
great spectators.
I thought maybe I didn't factor in the fact that it's dangerous from a
A lot of guys.
a lot of people
really
like
tight
angling in for position. A lot.
We
So-
could do a crank and drink.
and I
road
should-
show.
Yeah.
to a crit race.
Go watch it.
They used
What-
to have
that would be
like
cool.
beer and stuff out there. They don't anymore. It's kind of different than it used
What
to be.
bike?
Have what?
Beer.
Oh,
They used
yeah.
to have beer.
Yeah.
They used to be
More
free beer.
party scene.
Well, if we go, there'll be some beer.
We won't bring beer.
We can handle it.
What bike were you riding when you started riding around Bowerly near the
So
house?
it was this hardtail that was my father-in-law's. I don't even know what it was, but the brakes didn't work. It wasn't good.
Shoot.
And then we
Can't
got
work
our.
brakes and the whole thing.
I don't really remember. I just remember like halfway functioning, getting
Yeah.
very frustrated. I didn't ride it for long before we got a Cannondale scalpel.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So an aluminum Cannondale scalpel, and then I got the Oise, and that's the one I put 21,000 miles on. So
Yeah.
And that was 2020.
uh,
2020.
yeah, so I
Okay,
had
the
the
Oise.
other one from 2016. It was probably like a 2017.
Yeah.
Probably got it around 2017.
So you got that Oise around 2020. That's right when I met you.
Probably because that's
That is
when,
insane.
Mhm.
Because I forget you were asking questions about cornering and traction and like dirt questions and stuff.
That when
And
you
then,
started
like,
popping up
all
at
of a
Crank and
sudden,
Drink?
What year was that when you started?
So when I started doing crank and rank, I think I was still on the scalpel.
wow.
And my baby, like Ada, was super young.
Yeah.
Like I would have to get home. Like sometimes somebody would just sort of be ambling back, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell my story I
Do
told
it.
you the other night.
Do it.
But I had to get back to breastfeed. Like I was
Yeah.
just like, we gotta go.
We gotta
guys.
go.
Like I gotta go feed my baby.
Yeah.
Like,
And this
that was my
was born. No.
But yeah, that was really early days. But I wasn't like a frequent attender then, and the groups weren't as fast.
Well,
Yeah.
early Crank and Drink, it was one group, and Carl would sit there and rant for 10 minutes about which way we were going.
and
Yeah.
And it was
we
one
do the
group would
whole-
roll in.
yeah, early
all the
crank and drink,
segments.
we would design the route
When we
in
showed
the
up.
parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would
Totally.
get there and ask around, what do you want to do?
And it was so frustrating. I know it was frustrating to ride behind me too, because I could not roll over or walk, but I could go real fast between. So it was like, I know those guys work. So if you talk to Brian Lambert, I remember maybe a year or 2 years ago, he came up to me and he was like, I have to tell you, like, what an evolution
Night
you
and
made
day.
as a rider. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
such a nice thing for him to say. I was like, he knew because he saw me in the early days, and then he saw, how far I've come.
Well, I've used you as an example before because of your attitude. Because you came into this, new to you angle, and you were just a sponge. You were just like a humble sponge. And you took all your fitness and you learned a new skill,
Mhm.
and you're exceptional.
I think one of the things that I recall about the transition from non-tech to tech, you know what I mean? Like you were tackling that piece was your kind of like an obsession you have to Firehouse.
Oh, yeah. Like
'Cause-
making it faster. Like
Wait,
figuring
yeah,
out the
I think
faster.
that seemed to me like you're kind of your white whale, and you were crushing it. And you still have the QOM one, I think, right?
I had the KOM for a while.
And the KOM,
I was very proud of that.
yeah.
And I'm sure you should, because Tristan Yule had it before.
Oh wow,
And I'm sure he was like having a coffee while he was out there riding. But I don't care. I'm like, that's a leaderboard where I'm like next to Tristan Yule. So I
yeah,
was
that's
pretty excited.
amazing. Yeah, and your little video
Oh god.
It's-
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
No, we need to put that
Splicing
in.
it in.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I watched that every time. It's just the laugh you have at the end.
That's what I told her. I was like, that diabolical laugh. My kids
So
are like,
good.
what is that? I'm like,
So-
I don't know. I saw my friend. I was
So
like,
good.
haha, your trail sucks.
Yeah.
Trail sucks.
It's the best. It's the best.
We're going by for
Yeah.
the ladies' night.
Okay.
Well, and
God, it's
you
so
gotta
good.
put that in context because that's Tate's
Yeah.
trail. It's his home trail.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's also my home trail.
Yeah.
I live on it,
Yeah.
right? Like,
she knows that, so she's picking on Tate.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
there was
He
an
deserves
entire
to.
crank and drank where we all know Tate's favorite game, right? It's catch the twos as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was riding
Oh,
twos,
yeah. He did
and
yesterday.
I mean, always, right? I was riding twos, and because I'm mom, I think I need to be at the back, which I need to stop doing that, but whatever. Anyways, I was riding at the back, and right at Firehouse, he just comes flying up on me,
Mhm.
and he did Tate. Like, he just was like, this is the best trail ever. Like, he just did not stop talking, and we are cruising, right? And he's just, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to crash because I can't focus, right?
Mhm.
But he loves that trail, man. And
Yeah.
so I came around the corner and he was there, and there was only one thing to say.
You
to him.
had to do it. You had to do it. It's so perfect. But yeah, I think that to me was like the I remember you being not interested in writing technical stuff and or not very confident in it.
No, yeah, it was
And but you
definitely
were
a
the fast in the
weakness.
straights, and that's like made up for you're so fast.
It made all the workouts with people who would normally be slower than me really hard because I was having to
Just
accelerate
go.
catch constantly.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that with people who have less skill. It's like, you can make a really good workout out of this by
Yeah.
just doing. It's just like doing intervals.
Right. Yeah. And especially now, it's like everywhere has gotten more chunky.
Yes.
So you have to,
Firehouse
if you're riding a
yeah.
side, you have to have tech skills. I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah,
just
100%.
on my
Corner.
And I was telling a friend this the other day, like old dudes in Tivas were passing me on crank and drink. I mean, it was like
Hate.
an
That was
elderly man.
That
It might have
competitor.
been. I'm not
I
sure.
know.
There's probably more than one elderly man in Tivas passing me. It felt like
Yeah,
everybody was
everybody.
passing me, and then I would pass them back in the streets, and then it'd just be a rock, and I'm like,
Oop.
stop.
Yeah.
But now that's actually what I love. Like East Bank's one of my favorite trails. Like it's like a puzzle. Yeah,
It's so fun.
when you do it
He's
fast
in
and
the
it's good.
line
Yes.
and
Yes.
rolling over all the.
I love all those
I know.
cross camber sections you have.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
trail. And like I know when I started, that would have been absolutely miserable and terrifying to me. And I can still see it. I'm like, this is terrifying. But I know exactly what to do.
I
With
know.
How did you cross that bridge? How did you go from like, wow, this is technical and dangerous and tough to just like dominating? What would you tell somebody who's getting into it and trying to figure out like which switch to flip?
Well, it's an easy and hard answer. And that's ride every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's what I did. Because like
Right, Mark.
even if you are riding something that has nothing to do with the thing that you're trying to build your skill on, you're still building skill. Like every day that you're on the bike,
Yeah.
something's happening in your brain.
Yeah.
Something's happening in your body. You're
Laying
learning
down some-
things.
yeah, for
And
sure.
then ride with other people because you learn the lines. You learn to see what's possible because it's like, oh, no, actually you can roll over that, even though that seems insane.
That and you see how people position their bodies and move
Mhm.
around. If you're behind them, like, oh, I'm staying like this, I'm rigid. They're like,
Oh,
no,
yes.
And better to ride with somebody who's better than you,
Yeah.
and maybe faster
but
and better
not
skills.
too much better.
Right.
You don't want to feel like you're always holding somebody back. You need the right atmosphere too for that, I think.
which is crank and drink is a wonderful atmosphere to learn that in, to enhance.
Yeah.
Depending on your skill set. I mean, I think it is frustrating for some people. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a beginner, right?
yeah, if you're a true beginner, I don't think crank and drink is for.
What about
true
the social
beginners.
group?
Oh
Social
yeah.
group can still be
Social
kinda
group is
tough.
pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rode last night with social group because we had the 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds with us and stuff. And there was a couple of adults and they're kind of floundering along, and it actually seemed really appropriate. Like I was thinking about how cool it was that there was a couple of old dudes in there riding with the 7-year-olds, and we were all just kind of just waiting for whoever needed to be waited on. And it was pretty interesting to think that somebody at the very earliest stages could come out and ride like that.
Even on that, though, I think the satin is not suitable for
True.
some
Yeah.
really early rides.
It's funny
Certain
because
trails.
Yeah.
people like who don't ride down here think that just because there's not a whole lot of elevation that it's easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
it's
we have
chunky.
we
It's
have
super
roots.
chunky.
We have roots and rocks coming out of our ears.
Yeah.
The thing I was going to say about the social group,
And elevation.
social sort of implies that it's the relaxed pace and slower, but it's harder when you're doing slower. Like you just don't have the momentum to get over
Mhm.
things.
Oh,
Yeah.
It actually
totally.
makes your like technical skills even more important, and they don't have it because they're being pretty new.
Mhm.
But
And I feel like the other qualifier we need to put in here is these 7 and 8-year-olds doing this
well,
are
yeah,
demons, and
Yeah,
they are they're ours, right? But
They
they're
all have older siblings.
they all have older siblings. They've been riding. I mean, my son has been riding a bike with no training wheels since he was 3, right? Like they are not your average 7
Yeah.
and 8-year-olds. He
Yeah.
looked at somebody the other day.
That's cool.
Actually,
Yeah.
Ian said something to me. We were in Bentonville and was like, one of these days, Jack is going to be like, I'm going to learn how to do a backflip, right? Because he's just out there doing all the jumps.
That's a good
That's
point.
all he wants to do. Literally that afternoon, he looks at Ian and he goes, how do you do a backflip?
Ian's like, how would I know?
Yeah, it's like not my wheelhouse, dude. But like, this is the one, right? Like, so these kids are not. I just want to clarify that, like, even for the adults, right? Because you're like, I'm getting my butt kicked by this tiny child,
Mhm.
right? Well, they're not normal.
yeah,
Like,
and they're also not afraid.
That's a whole nother topic
No.
of like, what do you think we could have done with the opportunities that our kids have?
oh my
Right.
gosh,
Yeah.
I tell
Feels
them
like you
that.
didn't discover some of this
No,
stuff until
exactly.
Yeah.
the very last
Right.
minute,
I think the thing is like I don't have kids, I don't coach, so I don't have that space, that perspective. But it's when I see adults like I led 4 by like a off chance this week. I didn't feel
Yeah.
like leading 2, so I just got into 4.
you led group 4.
I ended up leading,
It's
and
good to
Carl was
keep
like,
it fresh.
just go lead. I was like, okay, so I did. And it was pretty good. It wasn't, it's like 9 miles an hour. It's pretty good. But I found that by going slower, and it was all adults, so I didn't have any kids, I just found like going slower was just so much harder.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Yeah, you got to have the momentum.
I feel like I learned so much of my skills sweeping, to be honest, which
Yeah.
is also why I default to that, because you have to accommodate whatever is happening in front of you. And
Mhm.
by the end of a train of 20 people, there's a lot of things happening right in
And
front of
there's
you.
the accordion as well.
You have the
so it's-
accordion, right? Yeah. And then you're getting your intervals.
You get some line choice options that you can
yeah.
watch other people do.
You get real good at
So-
beelines.
So,
Yeah.
Kat, what's your plan? Like, what would be your 5-10 year from now?
Ooh.
And then we're coming to you for your origin
God.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be ready.
So I'm kind of afraid of the 10-year plan. I don't know. I'm kind of playing it by ear, but I'm happy with the way that I feel like life is still bikes, but it's bikes in a lot of different ways. So I still like competing. I want to dabble in that. I organize the Ruthless team, which
We want to talk about that.
we'll come back to that, but I find that enormously rewarding. I
Yeah.
love that.
It's
I
super
love that
awesome.
ride group. I swear I train to ride with this group more than I train to race.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I enjoy it so much. I've kind of found my sweet spot with timber racing is the marathon season. So I like the longer races.
You like those?
So I like the longer races because it's like you're traveling for a race and you get, more bang for your buck. It's a solid day of training.
Mhm,
It's not just how many miles are the spring
40 to
series?
50. Oh, spring series are like 20.
20.
Yeah.
Three
Yeah.
laps, right?
I thought it was
Well,
18.
Cat Warren.
But
I
yeah,
was gonna say,
so
I think some of them have been under 20.
I
I
like
gotta
the
ask
spring
you,
series.
did you get bored of the spring series? Because
So the spring series, it's really small fields. And a lot of times, like sometimes I would be the only woman who would show up in the field. And that
That's
gets
what I asked.
really frustrating.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a big part of it. And I might still, if the scene was different, maybe I would still be there. But with the marathon races, it's a mass start with the men. So
it is.
yeah. And it's also like, in a way that's less pressure because it's like I'm not going to win the race, but I'm usually somewhere in the top 10, top 15.
With the
and that's
are
pretty
the
exciting.
women
Yeah.
mixed in with the men?
Yeah, we all
Yes,
start together.
completely.
All mass start.
Everyone.
So we were
Everybody.
scored separately, but
Okay.
everyone
Everyone
starts
has-
together. So
yeah.
you roll out, depending on the day, it's like 50 to over 100 people. And I like those kind of starts.
With
And
some
it's like
with some women and men mix.
very few women,
Mm.
many men.
Yeah.
I tried
Oh,
the
we ride with dudes. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
We ride with dudes all the time, right? So for us, it's like finally an opportunity to roll out with our friends. Like, I mean, because we're at the start lines oftentimes. I mean, and I've made a bunch of my best girl bike friends on the start line, right? But again, they'll lump all of us together because there's only 10 of us in total, or you're starting out by yourself. Whereas like Marathon Series gave me the option to ride out with my buddies, right? And get to ride with them for a little bit.
And you get the competition of like, all right,
it's very competitive. We talk about race anxiety and how we're going to deal with it.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is something that like I've struggled with. I'm not one of the people who pukes before races,
Right.
but it's really hard to get to the start line. And
heart rate's going crazy as you're getting up there. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, so I've talked about how I don't like racing, but I have to have a little bit of racing in my life, I think. And I realized that when I thought that part of my life was completely over, how much I missed it. And I never thought I would miss it because I was like, oh, this is miserable. Like time trialing is just like, you're just staring at your head unit, you know, watching the power, and you know what the number should be, but the number that it should be is just like the pinnacle of pain. So it's just like, and it's for a certain interval. So it's
I don't want to do that.
Excruciating. It's horrible. And I missed that. I was
Missed
like,
it with your head down, just looking at this little
but
power
it's
meter.
it's being alive. It's like, it's this feeling of like, and maybe, I mean, maybe you find this, maybe a lot of people find this some other way in life, but it's the challenge, but also like the extreme challenge, like pushing yourself to the brink of something. And I think that's really hard to find if you're not racing.
Man,
I used to race motorcycles. So
yeah,
actually,
I road raced motorcycles, and so much of what you're saying is familiar. And I haven't found anything else like it.
Well, you got to go race mountain bikes because you'll be back in there.
And I have a little bit. I've done a few races.
You need to try 50 first.
There's a race this weekend. Just saying.
Yeah, and it is a very good alternative. But I think that it's also situational. You know, like I'm older now, and life is different now, and that's no longer an option. And so I'm doing what is now.
But that's the beauty of mountain bike. Like I was meaning to say this earlier versus road is like with road, you know, like in a crit race, I'm surrounded by those people. Somebody goes down, I'm going down. And the only way that's a soft landing is if I land on top of them.
Right? You told me that before.
Yeah. Now, one time I got up without a scratch, and that one lady was so hurt. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, but thank you.
Thanks for being my pillow.
Yeah. But like with mountain bike, you can always choose. It's more similar to a time trial, and you can choose when to back off. You can choose when to not to take the risk. Like you're not
stuck in a crowd.
I think
and a feature, like you can be like, I'm walking that. You know, like,
with timber, you have cat 1, 2, and 3, and
open.
It's in an open, but you have like one lap. The challenge there though is like you're all out on that one lap. If you add your cat 2, you have 2 laps, so you got to have better racecraft because you're not going to blow out on the second lap. But if you're cat 1, you've really got to have your game dialed because you can't blow out.
A lot of the top performers there, each lap is a little faster than the one before, though, too. That's the hardest part.
You're aiming for the negative split, right?
Negative splits. I was never able to achieve that.
No,
I was always a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Getting wore out.
With the kid stuff, I'm not there. Like I held back for a long time on telling them like, I've raced a ton. Just listen up real quick, you know? And then I realized I have to actually come out and just say it. And then you get their attention, and you can share something with them that's like meaningful or might be actually helpful. Because like if you're being humble and just kind of like, well, I'm not gonna no, like
they got the fastest chick in Texas as one of their coaches. You should share the information.
I think that should.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I like when they come and they ride at Crank and Drink and stuff because I'm like, then this is an opportunity to, you know,
legitimizes.
And I feel like with middle school and teenage boys, especially, and their experience of women in sport, they're always just like, meh, they're sort of dismissive. And so I enjoy how we can turn stereotypes on their heads, like, because I feel like I'm like, I can show you how fast we can really go, you know, like pretty easily. And that's a lot of fun.
That was one of the things I was hoping that we would kind of expose tonight, in fact, was like the way that you can do that in this sport. It's like gender is irrelevant a lot in this particular sport, where like you can go out and get a KOM regardless of gender on like,
it's hard. I will say that like a lot of the guys that I'm struggling to, that I'm training to keep up with, they're training half or less than I am. Like it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So it's like sometimes I'm like, why am I spending so much time doing this? And the answer is usually like I really love it. But like we have to work twice as hard in a lot of ways.
do you still get QOMs on every ride?
Not every
Do you
ride,
get
but I usually
PRs?
ride in the same place.
Do you get
Yeah.
PRs now?
I get excited when I get PRs.
Yeah, me too.
And I do occasionally. And it's usually when I'm riding with somebody else who's pushing me a little bit more.
Yeah.
And sometimes I could be in front, but usually I'm behind.
It's funny. My last ride where I gathered a mountain of PRs was chasing my 13-year-old.
Was it?
Yeah, that's so
Yep.
They're
awesome.
to that point now. Oh,
Yeah, I got 9 PRs on our last big ride that we did together.
nice.
Amazing. It's a cool tipping point.
Kirsten,
Same topic, but we're
Same
turning.
topic.
We're turning. We're turning.
how did you get started in cycling?
Oh man. I mean, so I'm Midwestern, if you couldn't tell, from Chicago,
She
and
said Chicago.
Chicago, near suburbs. So I grew up, riding whatever little Schwinn bike my parents bought me, because Schwinn back then was like, that was what you bought.
Yeah.
In
Huffy.
forest preserves.
I was a Huffy kid.
Huffy. Oh yeah.
GT fit.
No, we were Schwinn.
I used to hang out at the Schwinn shop.
It was like
By
it
Rush
was kind of
University,
the thing
actually.
in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was very much like you rode Schwinn.
Yeah.
What's funny is just today I realized I drove by a wing stop and thought that was our old Schwinn shop.
No way.
Right there at Mopac, before Mopac existed in William, Canada. There's a wing stop there. That was the Schwinn stop in South Austin back.
Pretty wild, right? Like just the evolution. I don't know.
So you were a Schwinn kid.
So I grew up in a Schwinn, and
One of these swings. One of these.
No, I didn't have the. I was super jealous, like the kids with the banana bikes and all the things. Like I just had a very like. I don't even.
Like
I
10-speed?
honestly don't remember.
10-speed, maybe.
I don't remember until my first long ride I remember was I was about the same age as you, and we would ride through the forest preserves. So on like hard pack trail,
Mhm.
and not a mountain bike because they just really weren't a thing at that point. And my dad, we were riding to the zoo, and there was this like tunnel that you went through, and I want to say it was like an 8-mile round trip ride. That was huge back then, right?
Yeah.
And so
on a primitive bicycle.
on a terra, I mean, who even knows what that head tube angle was, right? Like, just straight down. So we go under this tunnel, and it was wet, and my bike just slid out, and the bar spun around and jammed, like wedged, like up in my ribs. And I'll never forget. I was in so much pain. And then I had to ride my bike home. He did not call my mom and be like, because there were no cell phones, right? Like I'm like, oh, that's right. But he couldn't. He didn't have a way to call her.
Nobody had a quarter for
No.
He could have called out.
Right. Well, so he was like, okay, fine. We won't finish the ride. We'll go home. So we start heading home. And then on our way home, I'm like crying the whole way, right? Because this is so painful. It's black and blue. He decides that we need to stop at this estate sale.
Good God.
Makes me like, I'm sitting in this poor like old lady's house just crying, and he's looking at whatever in the basement. I don't know. Anyways, I so distinctly remember that was my first long ride, and then being like, I hate bikes. Never want to do that again. Like that really was not fun.
Not a great intro.
Not an awesome intro, right? And so we did kind of like the neighborhood kid thing and played in the streets and whatever, rode our bikes to the park to get where we wanted to go. But then when I graduated 8th grade, I got all my graduation money, and I really wanted a mountain bike. And so I bought myself my first Schwinn. It was a Schwinn Frontier, and it was blue, and it was a boy's bike. Per our conversation earlier, they tried to put me on a girl's bike, and I was too tall. So they were like, well, you can have the boy's bike, but this blue's kind of pretty, and I was like, I like blue, whatever. But I remember my mom was like, you don't need a mountain bike. You need a road bike. Like, this isn't, going to do anything for you. And I had to have it. So I bought it, and that was like the biggest deal. And we actually, funny enough, had that bike until COVID.
Wow.
In our garage,
Wow.
had that bike. Yes, it stayed with me. It was a 26-inch mountain bike, we gave it to our neighbors.
Rigid.
Fully rigid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We gave it to one of our neighbor kids to like just help him get around because he'd outgrown his bike and had no way to, get around the neighbor. And you couldn't get a bike. So we were like, here, you can have this.
Wow. That was generous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm a little like,
I was
did I
gonna say,
really do
regrets?
that?
I gave away Canada once. So I'm like,
I probably shouldn't have done that.
I
mean,
miss every bike I've ever sold.
he was worth it. Like, he's a great kid. I'm glad we helped him out with that. But I'm like,
Nice.
dang. That
Yeah.
and that was a hoopty for him because it was from 1999.
Yeah.
This bike was ancient.
Frontier.
Right?
Frontier.
Schwinn Frontier blue. Yep. So yeah, that was my bike, and then I had a knee injury at 18, 19. That I had to have a surgery for, and they were like, technically you're too old for this. Like, I had a congenital issue with my knee. So they took a bunch of the ligaments out of the side, but they were like, you're too old. You might not recover. I was a runner at the time. You'll never run again. You'll never ride a bike again. You won't have a full range of motion. Like,
You told me that.
you're shut down.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was not awesome. So I'm like, why am I doing this again? So I had I had done a ton of rehab trying to get it better. Brian and I were together at this point. I think I was 20 or 21 when I had the surgery. I don't remember. Had it, and it was years of like a lot of work to get it back.
It's your right knee.
Right knee.
Same
Yep.
one? Yeah.
Yeah. It was taped for a different reason. But so anyways, I do have, in fact, a full range of motion, and I was running again and was kind of like, we have these kids, we live by the forest preserve, like, maybe I should get a bike again. So I bought a hybrid. It was a Specialized, because the local bike shop in our town was Specialized. So bought my Specialized Aerial.
Hybrid. You mean like maybe like a suspension fork and like street tires or something?
It was like kind of like a gravel bike, honestly. Like, it had a little more tread to it, like a gravel bike, but it was like road tire width,
Probably
right?
a 700 wheel.
Yeah, probably. But then like the suspension was like this. I mean, it was like it was a Sun Tour fork. It wasn't anything crazy. It was aluminum, but it had flat bars, like mountain bike style bars. Because I was like, those drop bars look weird. Like, I don't know. I didn't like the idea of them. So I got this bike, and 2 weeks later found out I was pregnant with Jack, our youngest. So that would have been 2017. So yeah, this timeline's going to be hilarious. So I bought the bike, found out I was pregnant, did not ride the bike. It sat in the garage. We moved again to another neighborhood, very in the forest preserve, actually, the Palos Trails in Chicago.
Yeah.
Were 5 minutes from my door.
You live next to both these
This
people?
is so weird. It's really strange.
Just so much overlap, right?
We're on here.
It's really weird.
Yeah. So we, moved. We took the kids. We would go ride out at, what's the lab out there too? Waterfall Glen. Is it Argonne? Why can't I think of it?
I know the one you're talking about.
No, it is Argonne because Fermi Lab is different.
Fermi Lab is what I was thinking of.
Is it Fermi?
Yeah.
I might be mixing them up. One of those two is right out there, right? There's like a nuclear plant, and then there's this gorgeous forest preserve out
it's
there.
really pretty out there.
Yeah, so we would go take the kids and ride the loop. And I remember just being like, okay, this is like fun, but whenever, like, are we ever going to do anything more fun? And then COVID hit. And when that happened, we kind of hung around, Chicago through the summer. Once it became very clear that the kids were going to stay fully remote in that area for the very, very long-term foreseeable future, we were like, we can't keep doing this. Like, Thatcher was in 3rd grade, Beckett was first, Georgia was in preschool. So I had the 3 of them on Zooms. It was a nightmare.
God.
And we had no desire to keep doing that, right? So we decided to buy an RV and pack our children up and pull them out of school and homeschool them and travel the country. So we packed up and we had to drive 2 cars because we have too big of a family. So we
I
had...
didn't know that detail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Following them?
Brian and I have both driven cross country a few times. So we bought a Yakima, it's called the Hangover, I think, bike rack. And we had all these ridiculous bikes just like hanging off this thing. I mean, it was a shit show, to be honest. They rubbed, it was bad, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But we took the kids and we rode on Mackinac Island, and then, we went out, rode out in oh, wait, no, I'm jumping. We came home from our first trip and same bike shop, downtown LaGrange, and we roll past it and there's this orange hardtail in the window that's like, it's like Moab orange. And and I'm a color girl. And I'm a girl sometimes, and I had to have this bike. Like I couldn't tell you anything about what was on it. I did not care. Skirt. I needed it. It was a medium. It's too small. It's still in my garage. We still have this bike. It was too small, but I had to have it. Did not care. So we bought it. We had bought my husband also an aluminum hardtail at that time. And then the kids all had like the Hot Rock or whatever the kid size was. Mm-hmm. So we were full Specialized family by that point. Packed them all up, went cross country. We were staying out in California, out on the coast, and someone came into the RV park that was gated, fully locked, everything. In the middle of the night, we had to change our fifth wheel.
Oh no!
They cut the chain and stole our bikes.
Wow! Was it a blessing in disguise?
No, because like a psychopath, I needed that bike. So my very kind husband would let me just totally freak out. We found one in La Jolla. There happened to be another one of it in La Jolla. Mm-hmm. So we went and rushed down and got it and came back with it. And it's so funny. It's the exact same bike. It's never felt the way the first one did. Like it's never felt the same. Right. So then
you gotta ride it one night.
Oh, that would be a riot. I might die. Like it's just the wrong size for my body, right? Yeah. But I loved it. Anyways, so our kids, like George's first big mountain bike ride, the boys did a bike camp in Temecula. And this really kind of started like the boys, we were giving them experiences, right? We're like, this whole goal in our life at this point is experience over things, which was really a cool gift when you're living out of 40 feet with 6 people and 2 dogs. Like,
wow,
all you can have is experience, right? So it was a really cool life. They did the bike camp in Temecula. They really loved it. We rode out there. It was pretty cool. I was scared to out of my mind. We then went to Sedona, rode in Sedona. So like George's first mountain bike ride was in Sedona, which is not really the place to start someone. But we did. And Jack was on the shotgun at that point, because he was itty bitty.
And that's the little seat that's on the top too.
That buckles on.
Awesome.
Yep. And so that was kind of honestly like the start of it. Like I was not an avid biker before that. And then moving down here, we moved out to Dripping in 22, and someone was like, "Oh, hey, like there's a bike team out there." And we were like, "Oh, no way, that'd be super cool. Like, we'll check it out." Met them at, one of their like workshops, whatever. The kids were super sweet. Actually, I can tell you the 2 boys I met the first time, they were adorable and we still love them very much. But they, Thatcher was so shy and nervous. And so the whole reason I started riding bikes was because the kids. And then it really took off from there. Like Dripping Springs team really helped launch me significantly because it's a little different from a NICA team. They were a timber team. There are no real, regulations on coaching requirements. It's just like, hey, you're a parent that's willing to ride a bike with kids. Like, come on. And I was like, oh no, like I will hurt myself, let alone these kids. Right. And they were like, no, you'll be great.
And that was Timbra.
Yes. So Thatcher, when he was in 6th grade, started in Timbra.
Cool.
So yeah, Thatcher and Beckett to Timbra. And then we transitioned to NICA in Thatcher's 8th grade year. And at that point, I'd had a couple years coaching experience and kind of what you said, where like I was able to have the trajectory I had riding bikes because I rode endlessly. Like I just got on my bike and rode. Day in, day out, rode with people better than me. I did have a wonderful friend that he took me out almost every Friday to Slaughter Creek, Maxwell. And we would just go ride.
Like loops.
Yes. And he was so patient and kind with me, and I will forever be grateful for that.
I have a couple friends like that as well, that you have to have those friends.
If he had not done that, I truly would not be the writer I am without that. So that was a huge gift, right? That I'm endlessly grateful for. And then, I made all my bike buds that, all way better than me. Even one of them, I'm the way his body moves on a bike is just mind blowing. It's really cool to watch, right? Because it's it looks easy. You're like, oh, do I look like that? And then you're like, no, I don't look like that.
You're talking about Brian Lambert?
No, I'm talking about John Ballard. He was head coach of Dripping at the time when we were there, and he's an excellent rider. He just is. You just got to be loose, and I'd be like, John, I don't know what that is.
I watch some of the kids now that ride like that.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh man, I have way more gravity than that.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, right? Yeah, no, he just sails and so that's kind of learning from all these different people, and all the trails that I was riding at that time, because where we lived at Pedernales, Pace Bend, we rode Dripping Springs Ranch Park till our eyes bled.
Is that the one behind the high school?
It's pretty much. Yeah. But we were riding a lot more tech, right? So I didn't come into mountain biking with a ton of speed because I didn't get a lot of that flat, wide open, but I could do tech first. And so it's kind of been satin. That's been the gift of the satin for me, is getting that speed, right? Because you have the opportunity for that in addition to the tech.
Right. Was this your second year on the Bulldogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things about Kirstin, and another way to break stereotypes, is that she works on her family's bikes. So
I learned that last night.
Mechanic.
I learned that last night, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, something was going on with Jack's bike, I think, and Brian was like, "Oh, it's okay. Kirstin will fix it when we get home." I was like,
I asked Brian yesterday, what's going on with the new bike, and he goes, "Oh, it's not ready yet."
Poor guy. Yeah, he got a new bike. I was like, new bike day. I put it together out the box, but it's not rideable. And we're doing a bunch of part swap outs, how that goes. And so I was like, also, I'm very busy this week. This was not the week for you to get a new bike. But I already actually, even today earlier, I didn't do it. We went and rode bikes instead because, self-care.
Yeah, you gotta ride every day.
Yeah, needed to do it. But yeah, I'm I've got the wheels to put on. I've got some things, and we're gonna just change it up. But yeah, it was. If you don't know, we're a full epic household at this point.
How many bikes are in the garage?
Yeah, I was about that. Yeah, I think you have us all. You have us all beat, I think.
It's somewhere between 18 and 20. But we have 6 people in our family.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have more folks.
So keep that in mind.
I have 11 and a half. There's only 4 of us.
So what's impressive is when they go to races, it's this full on show with all the bikes and all the kids and all the racing. I think it's really cool that you do that for your kids, that all the kids are doing that. And it's this whole
There was a moment last night when Brian was walking in with all the little ducklings and behind into Taco Deli. Yes. And they're right ahead of us. And my first thought was oh shit, they're all ordering tacos before me.
It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
They can order with
just
lights out
Brian
in Taco Deli.
Brian knew it all. He listed it out. But then I thought, man, how cute is that family that they're all bikers. They're all here on this night. Yeah.
It's it's kind of one of those things I get nervous about. I never want to pigeonhole my children into this was Thatcher's thing, really, to start with. And so I picked it up in an effort to support him and just have this connection with him and time with him. And it's given me that in spades, right? And I treasure my relationship with my child that biking has given me. I don't think anything else could have given us that, right? In the same way.
Man, that's true.
It really is. And then even that, extrapolated, y'all's kids, I feel that way, right? The time I get to spend with these kids on the trail is truly precious. And you get the funny sides of them, and you get their worries. That's the first
angry side of it.
The angry side. You get all of it, right? But it's really a cool experience. And that's even the first 2 boys I referenced meeting from Dripping Springs. Those were our first 2 boys. I mean, they're both freshmen and finishing their freshman year of college right now. But to like grow through that experience with them and watch them go from, I mean, honestly, like they were Theo and Beckett's age. It mind blowing, right?
This is my first year.
So fast.
This is my first year at the Bulldogs and coaching mountain bike racing. After one season doing it, 6 months of doing it, it was the most. I never thought that the biking world had so much more to offer, and it was a profound experience.
Yeah, it's a special community.
Yeah, it really.
It is, and I don't think until you live that experience, right, and you don't know what all it encompasses. You're like, well, they're just riding bikes, and you're like, it's actually so much more than that.
Oh yeah.
And that's the gift. But all that's to say, like the divergence I made there was my whole family does ride bikes. I don't need everyone to love it the way that Thatcher loves it or the way that I love it, right? Like, I mean, I don't expect that. And so we try really hard to give them the space to like be their own person within it. And, I mean, my daughter in specific, like some days loves riding and some days really hates bikes. And we're like, this is something our family does. So you're always going to have to do it, but I don't need it to be your whole world.
Yeah.
Like if there's something else for you, we need to explore that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're trying to kind of bridge that balance. And I feel like you do that with Ada with her soccer. And it's, it's just with 4 kids, it's a little like, if you all really love this, that really helps. Because
well, that's a good segue. That's a good segue into what I was curious if you guys could kind of share with us that don't know, what is grit?
Can we do a break and get into it?
Yeah, let's get into grit in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot shitty.
We're back online.
All right. So part of one of the most interesting parts of Crank and Drink, which is every Tuesday, ATX Bikes, 6:00, wheels down, is Ruthless. So over the years, I've been riding this ride for over 10 years, and it's evolved to a thing. This is a legendary thing now.
Yeah.
But the groups have everything. Everybody's gotten faster. And so I've led group 2, which used to be the actual second group, which is no longer the second group. So sort of group 1 have spun off a lot of racers and just super fast people. Cat is one of them. And so they're called Ruthless, and
it used to be Race Pace.
Was Race Pace, and some people still might call it that, but I think the idea is to not do that anymore. It's not great PR. I think Ruthless is a much better name for it.
I wouldn't want it to be misunderstood.
Yeah,
because you can't race on open trails,
right,
and no one's doing that.
Yeah,
we are going faster, and most of the speed difference between us and the group behind us, group 1, is that we're going as fast as possible in the open straights.
Yeah.
So that's where we're pushing it, and they're sitting up.
Yeah. That's a very important distinction, because the name, I think, it created some PR misunderstandings, that I think Ruthless does.
When we first evolved it into the Race Pace, I think,
Well, it was just supposed to be something faster off the front.
Yeah,
At first, it was a split from group 1, which was you leading, Zach. It was like Zach going off, group 1 for anybody. Like Greg Clip was going to slow down a little bit, and Zach was going to pick it up. And then the group split. And then it became just...
Then it became a lot of people in that group 1A that split off. And then eventually we said, hey, we just need to create a whole nother...
That's funny. I hadn't thought about it. But yeah, it was... Greg had kind of hit his max and didn't want to let go of that group 1 leader moniker.
I didn't want to change anything from group 2 either, because that's been my group for years.
Yeah. So we can't call it anything else. That'd be something.
We're going to have like 1 A through F. But we're not getting rid of dues.
No, group R, group 1A, B, C, D. And
I've said it in our group chat on WhatsApp about the ride leaders that I'm definitely not going to do 3. I'm like, this is 2.
I love that you skipped 3 and you went straight to 4. That
was like, I wasn't a
guest
lead.
What are you going to get 3s?
It might be time to consider renumbering.
All of it?
Just to simplify.
I don't know.
Ruthless will always be Ruthless, I think.
Yeah, so give us your take on that.
Fitting.
Yeah, it is. They're super, not only fast, but they're skilled riders. I mean, everybody in there is top notch, on every aspect of
Yeah,
Satin Trail.
I had told the story before that I borrowed an e-bike just to go and spectate, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to even hang had I not been a strong
I would
rider.
get dropped before you get out of the parking lot. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, so it's this magic combination of talented riders
Yeah.
and extreme athletes.
It's incredible. Yeah.
It's definitely mostly racers. It's people that at least have raced in the past or are training to race now.
Mhm.
So that's the idea, is that like they want a harder ride, something really like consistent and hard. And we had for the team, we put Vominos on our socks, because that's a very common. You don't want to stop; they just want to go. It's
Yeah.
not like go faster. It's just like don't waste time. Let's go. We're doing a ride here. Like that's kind of the atmosphere, but also
Intention.
very friendly. It's intentional, but very laid back and friendly. Like we're friendly to the hikers. I try to be so. I'm the mom of the group. I'm also usually leading the group.
Yeah.
So I'm intentionally slowing it down when we're going around blind turns and trying to be really friendly with hikers. And like everybody in our group is kind of talking to them, and everybody in the group is a little goofy too. It's like when we pass that old blue truck in that's
Car,
like,
car up.
yeah, car up, car up. I just love that about that. Like everybody's like really lighthearted and fun.
That's fun.
And that's like it's intentional, but it's really fun.
How many members are in Ruthless? Huh?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna ask that.
Yeah,
I forgot to count.
When y'all
I forgot
first
to
put the
count.
kits together, there was like dozens. It seemed like all the kids. I mean, it was a really
So
cool.
we
kit.
have three components. So we have a men's team, we have a women's team, and we have a girls team. And we were very intentional about the girls team, about specifically having this team for girls. And it's the idea was like pre-NICA girls who wanted to race Tembra and have the sense of a team, get a foot in the
Pre-NICA.
door.
Younger than NICA.
Yes, and some of them were like they were fifth graders this year, but we're racing Ruthless in the fall.
Mhm.
But this also it's like a Tembra team where you race Ruthless for Tembra, race Bulldogs for NICA kind of thing.
And most of the girls we started with have been racing Timbra.
Yes,
I mean the majority. We had a couple that are
we were very
newer,
proud of the
but
new
yeah.
riders who came in.
Yeah,
and
they did
started
amazing.
racing because of this.
NICA's only high school. Is that right?
NICA's
Middle
fifth,
school,
fifth grade.
or yeah, starting
Fifth grade. Okay.
Yeah. How do you recruit kids? Where do you find kids to join the team?
So another cool thing we do is the ice cream raid.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really fun.
So fun.
That's become a big deal.
It's cool, and we're gonna ramp it back up this summer. It's kind of paused for NICA because everything got so busy in the spring. But we want to have it like as much as possible.
We were
this
doing
summer.
them weekly. I mean, like
We
we
were
had it
for a
going
bit.
weekly, and it was our turnouts were increasing like week
And
over
it's
week.
girls only.
It's girls only with parents. Parents have to participate because we're really not set up like with liability and things
Just the
like
two
that.
of us.
Just
Yeah,
a
that's
small,
yeah.
And
small.
it's a Saturday or a Sunday?
Sunday.
Well, it varied.
Yeah.
We set it up on WhatsApp. And like any girl can participate, but we kind of have like a general age range, but we would have a very laid back, like almost introductory trail ride, but that always includes ice cream at some point. And usually,
It
Yeah,
has to
troll bridge.
include ice cream right now at this point.
yeah,
The kids
that
are-
was
required.
So the
Yeah,
troll
they're-
bridge. So the troll bridge came about because one day I didn't check when ice cream opened, and we were there like an hour early, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh, there was almost there. Like they were so mad with us.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
so angry.
So yeah, we
We were like,
"Oh."
diversion. Let's
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the bridge.
We're gonna ride a little bit more, but they were kind of done riding, so I was like, hey, the idea is always to keep it fun,
Yeah.
and make bike racing or biking seem like this awesome thing, and get more girls involved in the sport. So we go down to that bridge that is off the Violet Crown Trail as you're going like towards Bunny Gravel,
The
and
one with the
so I was like-
wires.
Yes.
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, like, what if you
That's-
like pretended to be
there's a-
trolls under the bridge and scared people who went overhead? They were too good at it.
Oh no!
They were too good at it. They
Listen.
were terrifying people.
Listen, we
I
warned
heard
this
about
guy.
They were-
Okay.
Oh, it
There's-
was so bad.
A man
Oh, no.
jogging, and so she
No.
would go on one side and warn people on one side, and I'd be on the other side warning people. And we warned this man, like, hey, there's little girls under the bridge. Like, they're gonna like boo ha ha, right? And they did. And he jumps out of his skin and screams, "What the fuck?" Like,
he was actually on a bike, and he was a much older man, and so I was like, oh.
he was not happy with us.
No,
we were
actually,
like,
he was okay. He was really confused. He was like, I thought they were dogs.
we were like, so sorry. Like, I thought you understood the message, though, that like, there's little girls down there, and they're gonna be like, ah! Right? But
no.
Yeah.
So I don't think we caught. So after this, we caught everybody on the edges, and we always fully warned them after this man. But I think
told that man.
No, you weren't there, because I'm like waving at him and doing all these crazy things. He's like, "What's wrong with the crazy lady?" And he stopped right above them.
Oh,
That's
what he did. He dead
But
stopped on
we
top of them.
Like,
yeah, you can, it's like a grid bridge. You can see like straight down through it.
So most people were super cool about it, and they got it. But there were two people who were like, "This is not okay." So we started like actively warning them, or trying to get the brothers, the older siblings, to ride over it.
Mm-hmm. We would check like the Life 360s and be like, and then call the boys and be like,
"Can you come on?
I need you here."
So we got them at least once.
I can't believe I hadn't heard that story. That's funny.
Troll Bridge.
So this is it's a South Austin girls weekend ice cream ride.
Is it seasonal, or
It's basically, if we're available to do it, we would do
like
it. So on WhatsApp,
if you can fit it in. Then,
So if anyone is interested, get in touch, and we'll put them on the WhatsApp list.
How would somebody get in touch if they're interested?
We'll put the link. We'll put
come
the
to
link
Crank and Trank and ask around.
Come find us at Crank and Trank, right?
We'll put the link right here.
Yeah. But so we tried to do it with regularity, and then we've even we'll pre-plan routes sometimes, and other times we'll kind of look at who's saying they're coming, because obviously if we have really new riders, right? Like we had one little girl that it was like her second or third bike ride.
You teach her how to ride a bike.
I mean, we do ask that they do know how to do that before they come, right? But it was her, like, she had just learned how to ride a bike, and it was like her second or third time on gravel, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're going to do a very different ride with her versus like our girls. So we can cater it, but it's really cool to watch our girls also then like support these other girls. That's kind of
What trail do you ride on? Like, which trails do you...
So we did, like, when we first started, we would do the gravel North Bank, mostly slalom back around. We would take a picture next to the Alamo mural.
Oh,
and these
those
girls,
are some of the best pictures.
They have so much
really love the
personality.
Marbury ones.
Yeah, it was, yes.
Like knives make them real happy.
Yeah, they were hilarious. Then we started doing some Dick Nichols rides, and I don't know, you guys probably don't know about this because it's not one of the trails that we go on, but there's like a pet cemetery down there, or it's like a pet memorial thing.
Really?
And people have hung boxes on the trees, and it's like about their pets when you open up the boxes.
Missed opportunity.
It's in Lotta Branch.
I know, we need to go find this thing.
It's in Lotta Branch, so that's what we do. We hit the climbing trees, we go to the pet cemetery. We try to go to playgrounds. Like, it's just like little stops, a little bit of riding bikes, and then stopping and playing.
I'm gonna have to find out where that is.
I'll show you. It's closer than you would think.
Is there an age limit in either direction? Too young, too old? Just
not really.
Any South Austin girl who shreds.
Yeah, but it's
awesome.
It's mostly playing with a little bit of shredding, just enough shredding to like be like, I'm interested in shredding.
Tease them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I would keep it around 5-ish miles. Right? Kind of give or take. Yeah, it's usually right around there.
It's like you stop for ice cream, and then anybody who wants to go home can go home, and then anybody who wants to play on the
Where does the ice cream come from?
So we were doing TCBY, and then for Dick Nichols, I was just bringing it in a cooler.
Yeah.
That's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it was a lot cheaper.
That helps. You do real ice cream too.
That's funny you said that. We were just at TCBY.
Yogurt, I think. Right?
Yeah, I guess it's whatever. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what the difference, but
is TCBY a franchise?
It is.
Yes.
It's a huge franchise.
You know what it stands for?
No.
You guys don't know what it stands for?
The country's best.
The country's best shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was.
Now we're advertising. They're not a sponsor or anything.
I know.
But if you wanted to,
come on. We're looking for them.
Little girls.
Their overhead is like nothing. It's like a bag or a box of powder and water.
And high school kids running it.
Yeah.
This bike won't build itself. We need sponsors.
Charge a fortune.
Yeah.
My dad actually had the TCBY franchise in Jackson Hole
No way.
months ago. I know. We're like, why did you let these things go?
It goes way back too. It's been around a long
Yeah.
time.
It didn't used to be the country's best yogurt. It stood for something else.
I thought it was They Can't Believe It's Yogurt, but that
Oh, really?
It was something else before. That's like the rebrand was, the country's best yogurt.
yeah.
We used to buy milk from a TCBY, and I was
Really?
yeah.
No,
It was like the local dairy in
funny.
that was
Brooklyn.
Briars, all the East Texans.
and Brahms.
Brahms, that's it.
Brahms.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Briars
That's what I meant.
ice cream.
Yeah, Brahms was the dairy for all the East
Yeah.
Texans.
So I think I want to ask the ladies about like how do we're doing it for kids, right? For young kids and getting, especially young ladies getting involved in riding bikes and mountain bikes. What about adults? Do you have
Are
ideas
you
on-
asking for behavioral recommendations?
We can start there.
So,
I mean, how do we get more women involved and how do we keep them? Because I think there's so many dumb guys, not a lot. I mean, there's a lot of ego and bullshit like that kind of women don't like.
well, I mean, it depends.
It's not talking
Like,
about me.
No, none of us.
so
None of us.
No.
unsolicited advice is hard. Like
Yeah,
if you're out
right.
there and you feel like someone's, and I think a lot of times it's meant well,
Mm.
and maybe some guys don't understand what's not received well, but it's like you just want to go out and ride and somebody thinks you need extra help and you're like, I really don't. Just leave me alone. Let me ride my bike.
More.
or
You
even
know?
if I do, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. Just let me figure this out. Right. And if I want it, I'm going to ask.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I started playing golf when I was pretty young. And there's a big thing about golfers who try to give the same, like, to anybody. Like, there's some
Yeah.
asshole that thinks that he's going to tell you how to play golf.
Fix everything.
And, those people are called assholes. And you know what they're called when they're not on the golf course and they try to do that? Also assholes.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think that's a huge thing. I don't ever give advice, I mean, personally, unless someone asks me, and I'm not a coach. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I ride by instinct for the most part. So I don't,
Yeah.
I
Back
can't.
to what we said earlier. The best advice you can give somebody is follow behind somebody
Yeah.
that's a little bit better than you.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
you get it as a woman because
You get more attention as a whole, and knowing that like someone is getting more attention can help you like make the appropriate response. Like if you like don't give them more attention or help me out.
Per my comment, we're just bros too, right? Like, we
Yeah.
just want to be treated, but like, we just want to be treated the same.
Just bikers.
I said this to someone this week, actually. I was explaining, I was like, listen, what I really appreciate, and y'all are part of the club that has done this for me, and what I really appreciate about my bike buds is that y'all don't treat me different. Like, I am one of the guys, but I'm not. And we all know that, right? You know that and I know that, but it's not a thing that enters the chat. Like we keep that kind of like, I use the example of at Reveille when I fully turtle rolled attached to my bike and Ian Varga came and like scooped me up. Like, it was like, oh God, right? Like he would not have picked you up that way, right? Like he would not have been gentle with you. I appreciate it, but then like once I was like, I'm good, right? We just go back to whatever it is.
I probably would have said something like, "You're doing it wrong," and just ridden off.
And I would have been like, "You're a dick," like, and that would have worked for me too. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate like the gentleness and the kindness, but at the end of the day, like, just treat us the same, like,
I think we all do. For
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It's an individual sport. And I find that the people that really enjoy this sport the most are the ones that are a little more independent, regardless of whether you're a boy or a girl or
100%.
and yeah.
But encouraging like in a way that
it's not
isn't patronizing, right?
condescending is what I was going to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Cause I know that oftentimes it probably, like you said, it's well intentioned. It's not intentioned that way. Right. But because we're already aware, like, for example, your reference to grit, right? NICA was stuck at 20% of their participation being female athletes. That's why they started grit. We're currently at like 24%, and it's been 8 years. it is a hard uphill slope to get these girls in and get them to stay.
Yeah.
Right. So the more that they just feel a part of it in whatever capacity that is, and that's going to vary and differ, right? Like there are the girls that want a pink tutu while they ride. We are not those girls. Like there's space for all of it and room for all of it. And that's kind of what we're trying to create, right? Like is just opportunity for women to meet other women. If that makes them feel comfortable, like there's a lot of women that just feel more comfortable riding with women.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's that opportunity.
Or you start out that way and then you
graduate in once you feel more confident, right? Like for me, that wouldn't have worked as well. I needed to go ride with the guys, get my ass handed to me, like learn my lessons and just keep plugging on, right? But that's the way I work. So I recognize it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about grit.
You neither, and you just answered one of my questions. So Grit's a NICA organization.
Yeah, so I was going to say, explain it. Like, so I'm a perfect example. I've got 2 boys, and I don't know, like, Grit we're not invited. We're not part of that.
No, we can't.
It's something, it's something that takes place at every single one of the events, and I don't know anything about it.
First of all, it stands for
girls riding together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has it evolved outside of NICA? Because I feel like I've seen it other places. At Timbra, no?
It is a NICA sanctioned.
Is it?
Yeah. So if you see it at other things, like they'll host,
Maybe I've seen it at Austin Ridge Riders.
they'll host like meet and greets or like event rides, like even so we're coach ambassadors, and then a couple of the girls on our team are also ambassadors, right? And we could set up a ride in the Austin area and say, this is going to be a great ride. Mm-hmm. It's really to recruit girls to NICA and recruit female coaches to participate also.
Yeah.
To support the mission.
Right.
24%, huh?
Well, actually, that's a heck of a lot more than women riders at Crank and Drag.
Yeah.
It is. It is, right? When you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you saying to me at one point, like,
What are you about to say?
I think I'm going to tuck it back in. So great. But their goal, and I had to write this, I'm like, it was too many numbers for me, y'all. But so the goal is that they're trying to increase participation to 35% by 2033. Which that's over a 10% jump over the next, 7 years. So that's.
And you've done 4% over the last 7 years. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good goal.
The idea is too, like, if you get girls involved, they bring their friends, just like the guys do. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and if you see more girls out, you think this is something that I can be a part of.
It snowballs
Yeah.
Man, I with my 2 little boys, all the different sports that we've done, there's never been ladies participation like cycling, like mountain biking.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like when from our perspective, it's a big deal.
There was a timber race recently. Do you remember? We were like jumping up and down because the girls' youth field had more participants than the boys.
That's very.
I think I want to say it was like the 10U or 11, 12. I can't remember what it was, but we were like, did you see this? Because it's for it even to be equal would be crazy, right? But to see it surpass it, we're like, okay, like they're on their way. It's working.
That's cool. And looking at it from my little guy's point of view, it's just so cool. They don't know any different. And so they're just participating in this thing that everybody gets to participate in. And it's really cool to see them cheering on their friends, regardless of their gender, and all sharing the same stoke.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if it's how young kids are raised. Like, I started riding bikes when I was like 5. I only have a brother, so I can't say about like other sisters or anything, but it seems like bikes were like I'm also 60, so this is a lot different than, kids are, a lot younger, but it seems like when I was riding that young, it wasn't that there weren't girls on bikes,
I have a little sister, and I don't have a lot of memories of her riding bikes around with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder if that's the problem. It's such a challenge to get,
You just want to say the door is open.
Yeah.
And that's what I think with men mountain bikers, to help any women, whether they're young women or older women, it's like the door is open. Like, you're welcome here.
Right.
Is the main message. We have a place for you.
And that's what I want to encourage, everybody to do, because the door is open.
And that's what the ladies' night at Crank and Drink, like trying to organize that. It's like, we really want you here. Like you don't hear that, so you don't know it. If it's like a group of 100 dudes, maybe they don't want you there. Maybe it's gonna be weird. Maybe
Problem is, there are some guys who don't, probably.
Probably.
but not most. Like most
Man.
people have been very welcome.
All I know is that we just had more people at the event, and it was
Yeah.
just better.
There was
And I think I saw a photo.
Yeah.
I think I saw a photo before the Kringerding started of all of the women lined up.
Yeah, we were trying to get all the women in.
Oh, no, I didn't see
And
that.
so we
I'd
had
love to see that picture.
Yeah.
we had
We gotta post that picture.
Yeah.
we
Can
had
I
more
post it?
women.
Put it up there.
Can I
Yeah.
put it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can. Yeah.
Very cool.
We had more women leaders. Like Kirsten led a group. Chantel led 1B. I led Ruthless. Suzanne and Jen led the women's snowdrop group.
Mhm.
So the no drop group was a big deal. I think
Yeah.
that having a no drop group so women.
That
This
got a lot of
is-
the moms out,
Yes.
and that was really cool.
Because that's a big
I
thing.
wonder,
Yeah.
Did they do the regular
Get-
route? Did they stay?
Yes, minus
They did.
Maxwell. They did the
I
social.
know they made it.
Minus
I know they made it to us because I got to see everybody. It
Yeah.
was the best.
Yeah.
I think they were really happy with it. Like we've gotten really good feedback
Yeah.
about it. And some of the women may do the faster groups the next time. I think that women, just generalizing here, but as that generalization, like we tend to be planners.
Mhm.
We tend to be more careful. It's not just like, oh, we'll go, see how it goes, send it,
Yeah.
and find out what happens at the bottom. Like, no, we're gonna look at what's
We
at the
need
bottom
to
of the
know.
hill before we jump. And
Yeah.
so that's what
Feeling all
they're
that.
like. They're like, okay,
take
is
your
there a
word
no
for
drop ride option? Because they're like, it's gonna be too fast. And the guys are like, no, I'm really fast, man. So I'm like, I'm fine, and they're not fine,
Right.
but they're, that there's a different like.
So
And
when
this-
this is just a real quick anecdotal story. When I stopped racing and started coaching superbike school stuff, with men, it was always like, okay, you're gonna go crash and then you're gonna get humble. Whereas the women, they were listening from the very first session,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah.
was so much more
Do
teaching.
you
Not gonna
know,
crash.
one of the gentlemen that did our level 2 course with us, the guy from Steiner Ranch, I had the most amazing conversation with him in the feed zone one day. He was like, do you remember me? And I was like, of course. Don't remember your name because that's
Yeah.
like gone. I can't do that, right? But your face all day long. And he was telling me, he doesn't have a kid. He's retired. He's doing this for joy, and he loves bikes and wants to give back. And he was like, I have been so shocked by the difference in coaching girls and boys.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, really? Kid, like, tell me about it. And he was like, I have this one girl that, like, we go out, and if she doesn't get through a technical section or something, she will watch me do it and then go back and do it. And she will ask questions. He was like, the boys don't ask questions.
Mhm.
The boys just
Send it.
go, right? But the girls are asking, how did you do that? If I do this, will this change? He's like, they're asking intelligent questions. It's just such a different experience. And
They want the feedback.
yeah. And he was like, to hear him be like, it's such a joy to coach these girls and have this experience. Like, it was really exciting to see that, an outsider, I mean, I don't really know him, right? And he's getting that perspective and
Kind of
Have
off
you-
the
Yeah,
cuff
yeah.
too. You didn't.
Have-
like,
have
totally unsolicited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have y'all gotten any feedback from some of the ladies that joined last Tuesday for the ladies' ride?
Yeah.
They were
Like maybe
happy.
for the first time or something like that?
Yeah.
If they come back, will we do it again?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when?
Well, we're talking about May
Yeah.
23rd.
June.
June
June.
23rd.
June
Yeah.
23rd. Yeah.
Did any of
Yes.
them think it was weird that we were having a keg party in the woods?
I don't think that we asked them.
We didn't ask them
I
that.
don't
We
think
asked
they'll
them
They're
for like
probably going to
feedback
be like,
on-
where's the keg party?
I was
gonna say,
Next time. You
Yeah.
have to do
There
that.
are expectations now.
Yeah,
No, I'm thinking
We
our
could
numbers
we
are
should do a
double.
monthly keg party.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like the only like feedback that I think we want to like revisit is maybe like reducing the mileage a little bit on that
yeah.
last group because it was I said if I were at that level of I was like, y'all are champions. Like
Maybe
that was
peeling
a
off-
lot.
I'm
Peeling off
surprised
the
you.
escarpment and let it in good.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
Got
I'm
through
surprised you
Phoenix.
took them all that boneyard because that's a
There
Lot
weren't
more.
a lot of options because we
It was
have
tough.
the fence, right?
Yeah,
there's-
the fence
is really
and then
real.
Orts Road, like
Yeah.
I don't. I mean,
Pounding pavement
I don't
down
think that-
escarpment probably would
that route doesn't really show off. Like all the 1826 stuff is,
it's fun
I've got
with
another
some
route
of
we
it.
can use though. I call it the turtle loop that I take my wife on, and when my kids were really young, I took them on that.
I think if
Yeah.
we get a
match,
more
and we could add to it big time.
Well, and I was going to say, and I think what we tried to do that was good was that we really wanted to incorporate them as much as possible into what the rest of Crank and Drank was doing
Right.
versus it being like, here's your ride, here's our ride, right? Like it was an inclusion moment. So if you've got a route like that, that's awesome. And then if we can build the whole rest of the route off
So
that.
my thought is to be in the trees away from the cars, and like
It needs to be easy to route is one of the main
It does
things
need to be easy to
because
route.
And that was easy to route. You guys definitely
yeah,
got
you
that
did
one.
definitely with the flower. That was helpful.
and
The
that's
flower
why
but
well,
also
the
that
route,
route was easy.
the
Yeah.
route was
Yeah.
set already, and then it was like, oh, this one would work.
That
for
was-
ladies.
Nice. It is
Now
easy
it's
to route.
It was just
Yeah.
a regular Crank and Drink route.
4
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
and
they were
it
all
was like
thrilled.
within a week notice, so it was like people didn't even have a chance to pre-ride. It was raining.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. That's true. So we can plan a special route that's easier, but it
Yeah.
incorporates more of the funner sides of what's in the set. And so
Yeah, and I
I'm-
think a couple of them have more courage to jump into the regular groups now was
Mhm.
the other feedback we got. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I
They
think
know
I
their
could hang
finesse.
in.
as long as the leaders are
some of the
confident, I
other
know
groups.
that some of the leaders are going to be new-ish.
Well, that's
to-
what, again, women are planners. As long as we get the route
We do
really ahead of
pre-rides.
time, they're going
Yeah.
to do a bunch of pre-rides.
Right.
We
Yeah.
already talked about
Multiple.
that.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah.
We'll do it multiple.
practice.
So yeah, stay tuned for the next ladies' night, Crank and Drink. I think we're talking
June
about
23rd.
June
June
23rd.
23rd. Is that we decided that's it?
I'm
That's the
pretty
date?
sure. As
Okay.
long as
It is
that's
now.
the
You
day.
just put it
So
up.
I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
the day that we can get all of us kind
Yeah,
of
locked
locked
yeah.
in
in the
and
leaders.
committed.
The most
Yeah.
important leaders are the no drop.
So I thought I remember you said in our chat was like 23rd to the 30th, or wasn't we
I'm
misremembering?
pretty sure it's the 23rd.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
if there's a correction, just put it in the thing.
It should be 23rd.
I
And,
said, we said in stone. It's there.
Is
Not so cute
there?
right now.
We probably ought to start trying to look for a landing zone.
For the keg?
For the
Oh.
no, for the
Oh.
podcast. Is there anything else that y'all want
Hasn't over past
that
night.
y'all need to say from a South Austin ladies perspective, or
Well-
say to the South Austin ladies, or what are you thinking, Greg? What do you?
No, I was just going to say I wanted to say one thing unrelated, but related to women in biking is RLAG, which is the Ridge Riders' longest program, and it's encouraging
What's the program called?
Ride Like a Girl.
Oh, I'm mixing up grit with ride like a girl. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been around for over 30
Yes.
years.
So, yeah, and our leg is not for kids.
Yes.
not.
Right,
Yes,
right, exactly. Well,
specifically.
they're starting to bring in more kids because they're wanting to ride with mom,
Okay.
but it's only women.
Mhm.
So there's another thing as far as outreach for women riding mountain bikes,
Yeah.
which is I was on the board for a few years.
Austin
I'm
Ridge Riders.
given to like supporting that as an organization, and Austin's a great mountain bike.
ARR Ride Like a Girl.
Ride Like a Girl. It's called RLAG over, I want to say over 30, 35 years now, something like that. So
Where do you find information for that?
It's
right up
your-
here.
Right up here. But our Austin Ridge Riders is your local chapter for the International Mountain Bike Association.
Yep. So great program for that. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's-
And a lot of them came out. I mean, that was
Yeah.
some of them
Yeah.
came
no,
out
yeah,
Tuesday
Hopefully
night.
y'all
Quite a
did
few
Misty.
organizers.
Misty was great. Yeah, she was so
really
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
Does she lead one of the groups? Is that who I'm thinking?
I think she just participated.
Yeah.
She didn't
She was
lead.
just-
Yeah.
Jen led, but she's not.
Jen Loy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
she's somehow
she led.
involved.
No, she's not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She told me about our leg, so.
Well, I don't think she's. I think she may go, or she has.
Yeah,
gone,
like
so
she's
something like that.
participating.
Yeah. But yeah. Anything else that we can do for the women out there and the young women? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Bell of Doom. Maybe that's what I didn't
Y'all need to
do
do
it
a
right.
countdown so you get it like.
That's right. Okay. So
Okay.
If-
Do we have anything else though
if you're
before
done-
we start ringing bells? Are
Um,
we done? I mean,
We
what
can't
else?
talk
Yeah.
about anything else.
This is-
We could keep
Just come
going.
ride bikes
so-
with us. Like
Come ride bikes,
yeah.
we just, I mean, we just want to ride bikes, man.
is there anything else you want to say about Ruthless?
Oh, I didn't say the half of it.
I know,
There's
that's what I'm
I know. I
asking.
feel like we left so many things on the
There's
table.
So we talked about the Ruthless Pace Group in Crank and Drink, but we didn't talk about the Ruthless Team, which is
Mhm.
another thing that we're both involved in. But maybe another day because it's a big topic. But it's a great thing.
We're proud.
How
We've
well?
worked hard. We worked hard.
I wore the
And
T-shirt.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
Nice, your
'cause
shirt.
I know.
I wore your favorite one.
Yeah. Give
We
us
decided not to
information
swim.
on the Ruthless team, and maybe we'll like put it out in some of the next podcasts.
Okay.
We got a whole bike to build in these podcasts. So
Yes.
we got work
Okay.
to do.
Yeah, and you the door is open. Not right now. What I mean is,
Do you want us to leave?
Get out of here.
Now?
We got kicked out? Eventually.
The other direction.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. We're down there drinking beer like every night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
so
back.
I think we've got a lot of content for tonight. I want to thank y'all. It was really great.
Yeah.
It was really
Thanks for having us.
Thank
It
you
was
very much.
an honor
So-
to be asked. I mean, that was kind of like, it's been a little bit of a high we've been riding of like, oh,
That's
you
awesome.
want to talk to us.
we definitely want to have a part 2 and 3 and 4 and everything like that. So
What would be cool
That's
if
it.
you guys like stopped in for a little bit and then the next recording.
You're just still
Pop in.
trying to kick us out the door.
No, we
As long as
want
we
you out
leave
now,
quickly.
but-
let me get this for you.
I was like, we have 40 more minutes on the schedule, sir.
Well, is there anything else that we forgot that's important?
No, I
so.
don't think so. We just appreciate y'all's support.
Yeah.
Like, it means a lot to us.
Yeah.
We appreciate being asked and being
Yeah.
considered,
Very cool.
which is
Awesome.
important for all men.
Yeah.
Inclusion.
We're all ageless mountain bikers, so
You're right.
Oh, we're 25
yeah.
per we
Start
discussion.
there.
Yeah,
We're like
that's
the-
where it ends.
15th time.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Right.
Salute.
All right.
Okay, do we ring the bell?
Do we ring the bell? Is this
Yeah,
it?
here we go.
Count it down. Are we doing on
It's your call.
3, 2, 1, go? 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, go.
And then on go, we hit the
On
button.
go.
This is delays. This is planning. Right?
Y'all
We
figure it out.
got it. We need this to be right.
Y'all need to write some stuff down or
I can't fail this again.
Hand me another
Okay,
drink.
we're gonna go and go.
Yeah.
It's like 1. Oh shit!
It's that bell's broken.
It's
that bell's broken.
there's a delay on that.
It's faulty.
Exactly.
Here, take that
Okay, I
back.
feel better now. Now it's you.
There's no bells on race bikes.
no, but that's our leader bell we got. I put it
is.
on when I'm leading.
I put mine on too, and I have not used it.
I have not
I
been
forget
able
I
to
have
get
it.
to
I know,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, it's too much to think about. All
Yeah.
the things.
Are
I
we going to have a whole fork dangling off of that bar?
Yeah,
soon?
next.
Pretty soon.
This is a left-handed bell, so it's actually
That's
Just-
what.
Well, that
That's-
should have been
Turn you
using it
around.
then, because I'm the lefty in
That's-
this.
should have
Yeah.
been.
Dane's left-handed
I
also.
mean,
He's honored that his bell is being used.
I don't know if he's
Go.
on it. I don't think he's very happy. He's like, I think that's my bell, you guys.
I want to say goodbye with you sitting here.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So,
No,
Val,
Sorry.
Oh, we're not done.
I thought
I just want to say
Wait,
already.
did you
Right
know?
now, Bell.
that's a change of topic.
No, that's it.
God.
No,
Oh,
You signed out.
no, I didn't.
All right.
All right, so I just want to say thanks to you guys for coming. Thanks to you guys for hanging out, and remember, always be ageless.
There you go.
I like it.
boom.
Peace.
Peace.
Okay.
I'll put that in there for you.
Okay.
All the banter in between, I'll cut out.
No, I think that's a funny. Take B-roll maybe for that.
All right.
Yeah.
We did it!
That was a long recording, though, y'all. Did you stop this one?
I did.
Okay, good.
I didn't even talk about racing. I was like, oh, I didn't even mention racing
Right. I know,
at all.
There's a lot of things
in
I
there.
had this whole speech planned about the team. It really is like it makes
You're
me
gonna get to
deeply.
give it one day.
I'm gonna. I was
Dude.
gonna do it at the party.
We can
and
fire
I
the
was-
camera back up and
No,
patch it in.
man. It'll be too much. You guys have already listened to us talk a long time.
Well, I do want to, because I know there are some ruthless stuff that we didn't address.
Yeah.
So we can do it again.
We can put in community stuff and cut out personal stuff for whatever.
Whatever, guys. You guys can like edit. I mean, like
Yeah, I'm like, I
edit
don't
it
need
down.
a personal story, but
Yeah.
Your call.
I'm
We
like
can
the
turn
other
cameras
big
back
one.
on.
I'm like, I
No,
come back
no.
for is that my
Then
sorry
It's almost it's not.
and training girls out of saying sorry on the trail. I feel very passionate about that. That's
Oh.
I put that sorry on there.
Yeah.
Like, we're really working with a couple girls on.
Poor Bella. She's so cute. Sorry. I'm like, what are you sorry for? She's like, I don't know.
You can run it. You can run.